Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is late night. That's right. It's extra late night for me. Normally, I am sawing logs. There are many much Z's over my head, but tonight, I couldn't do it. It didn't happen. The hair's a mess. The hat's on. I have a matching shirt because, I always have to match. But there are crazy things happening in the world. And tonight, when we do a late night culture, we do the extra late night culture. We do a Moonlight Madness. It's driven 100% by you. I have no stakes in the game other than to tell you what I think about certain things that are happening around us. And I have not had anywhere near enough sleep to even be coherent. And yet here I am with an amazing group of human beings that I appreciate so very much. Those of you who battle on with me through the insomnia that we have when we get older. And look, even if you're a younger person, it's going to get worse. I'm just telling you. And tomorrow, I'm still going to get up. I'm still going to give you a 6-minute daily. There's still a couple of videos on the way. There's still all of these things on the horizon. And yet here I am with you. So we've got already a member chat out there. I appreciate this. This is going to help. We've got the great Real Wade Nation out there saying only 297 away from 1K. There is a person that's dedicated. The grind is real. The love should be as well. So if you're interested in gaming clips, and anything that Real Wade Nation does, go check out his channel. I am available for rental tonight, apparently. I don't know what's going on. That's going to get clipped, but I don't care. Thanks for being here. We got Rob Altus out there. So many great people. Six is here. Zax is here. This is a combination right there. That was fantastic. Soul Assassin, the Chatimal of YouTube. One of my greatest friends out there in the world is Wes Moody from Whatever Cast. He is delivering. The very lovely Sherry is joining us. And Eric K, he's not sleeping either. He understands. When you get to be our age, sleep is... it's fleeting at times. Michael Gonzalez is in the chat. I definitely expected that. And of course, Small Time Republic says this is where we get him to promise ponytails. No, but good try. Oh, actually, I had a private conversation about the pigtails today, and not with the boss, with somebody else. But you guys make everything worthwhile, including Eric K, who is, and this guy is my friend. I'm renting culture. A lot of you are tonight, let me tell you. Bud Keegan is out there, says, blame it on the moonlight. Blame it on the boogie. Indeed. Woo, man, what a great night. Culture sent you a breaking story. Well, it's possible I'm breaking wind. I don't know. Oh, wow. This story is hot amazingness. Oh, thank you so very much. Okay. I was about to write an article and do multiple videos on the following. Oh my gosh, Michael Lorber, well done. Sorry, lots of great things happening out there. Let's talk about this first. And thank you, Six. You are very sexy indeed. Okay. So I talk about tech, and this is super fun. And Six, you're driving it. You're driving it tonight. You get $1. Well, okay, couple bucks. Anyway, man, let's get to it. This is a story that is the weirdest developing thing I've ever seen. Apparently, OpenAI says that Sam Altman's going to come back as the CEO after the board kicked him off and Microsoft hired him. This is the honestly, I was going to cover this story from a completely other point of view. We were going to get a write up actually on that Park Place. You were going to get multiple videos, one on my channel and one over on that Park Place as a video segment. And now I can't do it because apparently Altman's going to return as CEO. So company says it will have a new initial board of Brett Taylor, Larry Summers, and Adam D'Angelo. Things went down, kids. And look, when you are Chat GPT and you're trying to hold it together for the establishment, things have to happen in a particular way, and they didn't. Wow. Thank you, Six. So apparently, well, no, I don't have the ladder thing installed right now, but obviously there's more to this story. I'll just say it this way. OpenAI relies on this guy for leadership. He is one of the people that was brought into Washington to talk about AI in its various forms, including and especially Chat GPT. But they really didn't need him or want him to move on to Microsoft, where they could advance Bard faster than they would be able to OpenAI. And understand with Chat GPT, you have various levels, which include Dolly and many other things, which, Dolly is the art side of it. But the weird thing is that uh, this tells me an awful lot. Everybody realizes they're no longer in a walled garden, and everybody's going to want to try to jump ahead of that. And when I say a walled garden, I should probably explain all of this. And this was going to be part of a video, and it still is going to be part of a story over on that Park Place. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, it'll be there. But understand the goal of this is to be the front runner. The problem is that now, because of GitHub and many other places, there's no way that's going to happen, because you and I with a halfway decent laptop are going to be able to advance almost as quickly as a lot of these big tech companies, and they know that. You can build your own AI out there using Llama, Alpaca, a whole lot of other tools there are many various ones you can get into, and you can install multiple language models in order to advance your own AI. So this is a big story. This has been going on now. This is a 5-day story, and yet here we are back at the beginning with Sam Altman back as CEO of OpenAI. So the board essentially tried an end run. This feels very. I feel like I've seen this story before. I feel like I've seen this in something like it was a project, right? About Veritas, I feel like. And yeah, that's where we were at. What a great story. Thank you. Thank you for that, Six. That's amazing. Wow. Wow, the world changes super fast and yeah, same as it ever was. Wow. Daryl Brewer's in the house. Wow, I love this. I love this. All right, let's drop the story. Let's drop the story. But that's just the beginning of the night, folks. You have an opportunity to influence what happens here. Because I haven't slept. I'm not gonna sleep. I'll about get like 3 to 4 hours tonight, but I will be on top of the world tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week because I have to be. The ponytails are a given at this point. Um, there's no clippers. Come on. So hopefully this weekend will go off as planned, and I will get the hair donation done. And hopefully that will be filmed and we'll be able to deliver that as a video. If not, you'll see the outcome of a haircut, which I don't like. Oh, the ever lovely Tina BB is in the house. Thanks for being here, dear. Blame it on the rain. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. My voice is trash, so I can't sing that. I'm sorry. Hemorrhoid Hurts is in the house all the way from Australia. Great to see you. 10-day-old chickens. No, you really can't have enough babies, especially if they're going to try to say that your whole flock has bird flu. But let's not get into that. Oh, thank you for being here, everybody. I can't believe we have 70 people in the house in the middle of the night, including Matt G, who basically promotes everybody. Squeaky Mouse is in the house, and so is Zax. I saw Squeaky. Oh, and Furry Kitten's here. Look at that. What's on your mind, my friend? What's keeping you up? Whoo, so many things. First of all, so y'all probably don't care. This is a weird thing, but there was a social media platform out there that I thought was, equally vile and wonderfully entertaining. It was called Omegle. And I don't want to get into the fact that, there was a lot of like really bad skanky crap that was going on over there. There was equally some fun stuff on Omegle. The do would did okay, so inside the mind of culture, I think it's really important to entertain people. I think that's ultimately the responsibility of any form of media, regardless what it is. Outside of the news media, I think the news media should be informative without any bias, but that's another conversation. When you want to get online, when you want to produce material, when you want to be a radio program or anything else, television, film, it doesn't matter. If you are trying to get on somewhere to talk to people, it should be entertaining. Omegle could be that. It could also be quite vile. It had a lot of very not good things on it, right? Yet it shut down about a week or so ago. It was very disappointing. There's a lot of understandable reasons why it was shut down. But there were great entertainers on there, and they obviously took their talents from there, which I call South Beach, to somewhere else, which was YouTube and other places, Twitch, all that. You had great creators like The Do, right? Who made wonderful stuff, which actually you can find on YouTube. Good follow. If you're looking for some dumb fun, The Do's a dumb fun. Very, very talented studio musician, can play multiple instruments and can sing. Those are the people that I respect because they are consummate entertainers. We don't have those anymore. They're few and far between. On YouTube, you'll find a handful that you're familiar with. But the fact that that platform got shut down, whew. So, you've got a bunch of knockoffs now that have shown up like OME and things like that. And of course, the do will, migrate to wherever there's a way to do what he does. But I got to tell you, the people I respect the most are those that can bring you laughs and smiles and they can touch your heart. And we need more of that in this world, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. What are you guys doing out there? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with you. I'm running this through StreamYard because I didn't set up Moonlight Delight yet over on my other platform over on EV Mux, but that'll show up soon enough. So, oh, what are the great humans out there doing today? Hey, my buddy Latino Slants out there. How is Los Angeles, my friend? Did you see Wish yet? And do you regret it? That's a good question, I think. Dall-E Llama. No, Dall-E is an AI way of generating art, video, stuff like that. And I don't know. Snowed up. I don't know what I'm doing up. I can't sleep. It's you guys. Emblazon64 says toxic man flu. Yes, indeed. There is a cousin of the flu out there. Might be affecting some birds. I don't know. Eric Winberg drops a $2 super chat saying, "What's up, y'all?" Yes, what's up, y'all? Indeed. Thank you for the super chat. That's a fun way to get me to go. Man. Keck 44 is out there. Larry says, hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. That's right. Lester, what's up, man? My buddy Nano Reaper says YouTube has a bunch of nerds arguing about comics, about who is a real artist and who isn't, and causing drama when they should just shut up and draw. Dude, look, we have a lot of talent in the pool. Why are you fighting each other? Don't quibble amongst each other. Quibble against the fight against the machine. Rage against the machine, which they don't do anymore. They agree with the machine. And I'm going to say a bad word here. Fuck those guys. All right. Oh, I don't do that very often. It's kind of liberating in a way. What's up, Larry? Great to see you. What do you guys want to talk about? Give me a thing. Show me a sign. What do you feel like? KR Nut 82 is in the house. Why are you awake? Dude, I cannot sleep tonight. I don't know what's going on. Rogue Thinker's like, evening. Yeah, well, let's see. I got to be awake in, I don't know, less than 6 hours. It's fine. It'll be fine. Yeah. Southern Bell's, so the Bell's not sleeping, so there you go. Yeah, Robbie's out there. That's release Vomacracken. That's true. It's very true. All right. I need help, guys. This is going to be a very boring show if you don't give me some help. Oh, Hunger Games. All right, let's talk about it. I had a wonderful conversation this evening on the phone with my friend George, the Giant Slayer. Hunger Games is not as bad as you think it is. It's not the movie everybody thought it was. It's not good, but it isn't terrible. And I think it needs some conversation around it, to be fair. You weren't going to get the same film that you got in the first 4. First of all, it should have been 3 films that you got previously, but the idiot that put it together, Francis Lawrence, decided, hey, let's make it 4 films. Let's split the last film into 2. Boy, do I hate that. But anyway, setting that aside, this film should have also been cut down. The biggest problem that it suffered from is honestly the fact that it was too long. You have to, as a creator, admit that there's a way to make your vision smaller, more consumable, more digestible. And the greats always understood that there's only a certain amount of tolerance for whatever it is you're doing. That tolerance varies, but for the most part, you got to keep it under 2 hours. That was the first problem with the film. The film itself wasn't overly taxing, to be fair, but the story didn't hold together, and you can only have one big ask from your audience. The fact that both or all 3 of the girl power films could possibly lose to Trolls in this coming weekend is hysterical. I'm sorry. You just have to admit it. The fact that seriously Trolls band together could beat out All 3 girl power films in the no male November, which is what we're in. I mean, don't even try to delude yourself. There are no men here. They don't want men here. The only men they could even possibly tolerate is a bad guy, which is Snow. And even Snow can't, overcome what's running over him like a freight train. It's insane. I have to tell you that Hunger Games is better than the Marvels and a whole lot of other movies this year. It's not a good movie. It's just better than. We have to stop settling for better than. Which is why it's still I'm still going to stick with my 4.5 out of 10. That's why I'm still going to stick with that. I don't know about the rest of you, but here's a good question. Your honest thoughts on that Park Place change is incredible. Incredible opportunity to jump leaps and bounds forward. Seriously. Under proper guidance and editorial leadership, I mean, wonderful. You have the steady hand, the constant voice of somebody like Jonas J. Campbell. You have the amazing professionalism, journalism, all the acumen that John F. Trent brings to the forefront. You have the future development of everything that's happening behind the scenes, and you have the addition of other authors at the forefront. I think that Park Place, not just from the video platform side, which is already developing faster than anybody could have expected, but you also have what's happening on the digital print side of things. That could possibly end up being the place where everybody goes to get stories and information, to find breaking news, because the sources that are being cultured there, and yes, that was a little bit of a lean into my name, are incredible. Truly. Space Jam. Truly. Let's see. What else do you guys have want to talk about? YouTube has a bunch of nerds arguing about comics, about who's a real artist. Yeah. Yeah, I think I addressed that one, but I agree with you 100%. Who else is out there? Sorry, guys. I think I went backwards in time. I don't know how that happened. Reach deep and bring it. You know what? This is the same energy that I appreciate. My buddy Wes has that all the time. My buddy Wes delivers the whole have a take and don't suck. It's very simple. That's what you need to do to succeed at YouTube. And he's developing a property that I believe in, and I can't wait for it to show up. TS4 says, I finally saw Dial of Destiny for free on a flight last night. A flight. Oh, excuse me. It was as bad as everybody said. Why would we lie to you? That's just the way it is. Hey, what's up, One Man Show? But no, Dial of Density, which is very, very, very thin. Yeah, that's a thing. We actually are now starting to like put together a betting pool. I'll let you in. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm gonna let you in on the inside. Shh, don't tell anybody. But on the inside of this, there's two sides to this. You can bet on this side that it is Dial of Density, depravity, diapers, whatever it is. You can bet on that side of the equation as what will lose the most money. So it's Indiana Jones or the Marvels. It's neck and neck right now, folks. I mean, if I were going to take book on that, I'd probably lean towards the Marvels right now, but things will change sometime around February or March when Company's House gives us some new numbers that tells us what both those films actually cost. Because dang. Jin Wong from an Australian $5 says, my hot take, artists always cause drama because a lot of us are dumb. which is why we do art and not build bridges. Well, I want to tell you this much. A, your art is perfect because, if you didn't know, Chen Wang does a lot of art for me. But at the same time, yeah, please don't do engineering. Engineering and math are different than pretty things. Pretty things are good, but so is like things that don't fall down. Just different. Thank you, my friend. Uh who else is out there? Who else is out there? Why is it almost 3 hours? Is Tina BB's question. I think this is Hunger Games related. I don't know. It's like exactly 45 minutes too long. If you wanted to make a perfect movie, and again, you give me access to the scissors, and I'm not talking about, the scissoring in the Marvels, which they cut out. I'm talking about if you give me access to the scissors on this film, I could have fixed it. Because there was a lot of Rachel Ziegler that could have been cut out. There was a lot, and that really it wasn't the major fault of the film. The major fault of the film was there was just too much indulgence and self-adulation by the director. And I know that Francis Lawrence is not terrible, but you know, take you know, take a more take a like a third or fourth approach at this film and say, is that necessary? Because there was a lot of moments it wasn't necessary. And prequels, this is true. Prequels have run its course. Well, not only that, they ruined the previous material. I mean, come on, dude. Come on. I think even Polly would agree with me. Uh, why are you streaming at this moment? I don't know. I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I stream. I have to talk to you guys. I mean, this is better than TikTok because I'm not an idiot. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking into the void, and I'm not talking about things I don't know about, which is oftentimes what you find on TikTok and other places like that. So yeah, why am I streaming at this moment? I don't know. I had stuff to say about things, but then Six sent me a great story. You guys kind of drive this show. That's what Moonlight Madness has always been about. This is like the third one ever, ever. Hey, what's up, Dustin? Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna check my DMs just in case. Latino sounds like live streaming. Yes, I am. Sorry, brother. Oh, dude? Were you live? Am I wrecking people? Oh man, I don't want to wreck people. That's not how I'm wired. I didn't. I noticed that there wasn't a lot of lives going on. Lives. Look at that. We've got the Comic Relief Crusader. What's up? I don't know why I'm streaming. Deleted Scenes was the first person here, by the way. Thank you, Steven. You're a good dude. It's 2 a.m. Dude, you know what I'm talking about. I can't sleep. Look, if you're taking care of yourself and your body and your brain and all of that, you're eating a healthy diet. Sometimes a little bit of not sleeping is not a bad thing, but you can't string those together. I'm sure Dustin would agree. 1927 Napoleon movie is a classic. It has color scenes and 3 screens across. Yeah, and then they decided to make what we got. Now, I'm gonna go see Napoleon, and then I'm gonna tell you why you probably shouldn't see Napoleon, but that's just me. The Dowel of Destiny. Ooh. Wop, wop. Hey, what's up, Lister? Says if reports are true, a little miffed about their cutting out a chunk of potential talent pool. Yeah, well, it's a whole other conversation. Uh, what's happening right now? Oh, for those of you who don't know, I am in a state that doesn't really change times. Everybody makes assumptions about where I am, and that's fine. Don't care. Um, but I always operate off of Pacific time because Well, that's how I grew up. So, yeah, it is what it is. Let's see what else is happening. That's right. New stuff. Now is our time. You know what, Wes? You're 100% right. I agree with you. You know I agree with you, and I support every effort, and I miss you. Sandy Monkey. Oh my goodness. Culture is still up. What the cock? Yeah, indeed. Who else is out there? Brahma's up. Whoa, Brahma, why are you up? You have a show in just a few hours. Yeah, I know. If you need to fall asleep, just watch a few of your own 6-minute dailies. I'm way too entertaining to fall asleep to. Uh, who else is out there? Oh, hey, Six is eating healthy. I'll let the rest fall to. No, you don't. From what I hear, you keep it pretty tight there, Six. That's why a lot of gentlemen that know you call you Sixy. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Hey, what's up, Ace Yeager? Says, it's called Casino. What the heck are you doing awake at this hour, dude? See Godzilla minus. Oh, I'm going to. One, to wash all these terrible movies out of your mouth. I cannot wait. Godzilla minus one is going to be one of those films that you're going to hear me go. It's going to be fun. Going to be good. Going to be good. All right. Yes. I never talk about this. Yes. Right now, I live in Arizona. So does Snow. Because he's a dick. Telling everybody where I am. It's fine. Look, so I'm going to tell you a story, a quick story. In the last few days, I went to an event. Somebody that I knew was at the event. They almost kind of recognized me. You look familiar. All right. Well, pretty quiet guy, stick to myself. And I feel bad when I take that position. But because I have a public face, yeah. To that person, if you're watching now or you watch in the future, I'm sorry. Yes, I know who you are. Yes, I recognize you. Yes, you were right. And I'm sorry. And thank you for being quiet. It's only going to be a little while longer. Okay? Keep it cool. All right? Just a little bit. Oh, how did the greenhouse go? All right. So the current greenhouse, which is immediately behind me, is going fantastic. There's a huge fruit yield out there right now. And when I say that, I've got tons of different kinds of peppers. So there's spicy peppers on one end, there's sweet peppers on the other for salads. There's just every kind of tomato you can imagine, just constantly kicking out fruit. I'm going to keep it up. And you guys will get to watch the progress of the next greenhouse over the next 4 months when I get significantly down the road on those on the DIY channel. So there you go. I do have several props from films. I also have scripts and things like that. I have the very last script from Cheers that was signed by all the cast members. And no, I did not buy it. And no, I didn't have to buy it. It's just one of the treasures that I have. So there you are. Yeah. Um, I have well, I'm not gonna say that. Someday I'll show you that. Oh my goodness, Raquel is here. Signing off for the night. Lurking and now must sleep. Oh, you're so great. Probably one of the most wonderful people on the tube. It's great to see you, Raquel. Thanks for being here. We are so blessed with so many of you amazing people. Uh, as do I, culture. That's right, Daryl Brewer. I know, brother. It's funny when I run into people in public, they're like, I know who you are. I'm gonna be cool. I'm like, thank you. So I was in Vegas not that long ago. This is an interesting story. I got recognized, and by the way, I'm minuscule in the terms of YouTube or any other like social media, I'm not a big channel. And yet I got recognized twice in Vegas the last time I was there. And I'm like, oh no. Well, actually, it's the time before the last time I was there. But um, you know, it happens. And I didn't think it would. So, it's what it is. Thank you, Dustin. It's a beautiful state. I agree with you. Yeah. Shut up, Snowdub. Thank you, Paulie. I love you, dude. Paul is a protector and a hell of a creator, man. If you haven't grabbed his novella, it's probably in demand, but you should check that out. As gets too hot for me. Well, dude, Southern California can get warm, especially if you're inland. Arizona can get hot. Nevada can get hot. I've been everywhere. I mean, seriously. I really enjoy Florida despite the humidity, but it is what it is. It is what it is. What do you guys got tonight? 2 a.m. Hail from Orlando. Thank you, Dr. Bravo. Hunger Games wasn't all bad. See, I'm gonna tell you right now. Um, yeah, heavy on the musical numbers for sure. But I'm gonna tell you another thing. I see talent in that girl, right? As much as she's a freaking idiot, Rachel Ziegler does have a talent for vocalizing, but she's an activist first, not an actress. That's never going to work. And eventually it'll come back and bite her in the booty. So, just saying. Thanksgiving's coming up, folks. I'm very excited. Culture, just say you're John Romero, the guy that created Doom. Don't tell anybody that. Why would you tell people that? What do you guys want to talk about? I've been talking for like ever. It's like 37 minutes in. Pigtail weave stream. Okay, we're getting really close to 15K, but the rule was that if I were going to even try to attempt to think about following through on what Six thinks that she caught me in, I'd have to get to 15K by the end of December. It has to be by the end of the year. Or why? Why would I even bother? I mean, seriously. I would entertain it otherwise. We're supposed to supply the entertainment. That's your job, cultural. That's true. That's why I'm talking to all of you. Okay, what's up? Chris Cummings says, I like how she was second fiddle to the main character. And that's something most people don't understand. I had this, and again, I was talking to George the Giant Slayer tonight on the phone for a long time. Look, he's a great guy. And I love talking to people on the phone. Ask Snowdo. Um, I think he's probably one of the smartest people out there. Anyway, regardless, I was trying to say that she's not even second fiddle. She's probably a tertiary character in the film. Third. She's in third place. There's more important stuff that happens in that movie. She just happens to be in the way. And I think that what do you call it? Their promotion of that film was probably misguided. I think that's number one. Number two, I think it was too long. Number three, wow, I can't speak. Number three is I think they asked for too many things. And I'm gonna go back to this conversation every time. You can make one big ask of an audience. Don't try to go back to that well. If you try to have the big ask be that she is how should I put this? Capable of winning the Hunger Games at any level, then you can't ask for more. You really can't. It doesn't work because the audience is like, that's a step beyond where I got to go. And And in this film, they ask for 3 or 4 big asks. Can't do that. You just can't. And that's one of the reasons why there's a real problem. Yeah, my goodness, the Melissa Barrera thing. Oh, Paulie, dude. Um, okay, so here's the thing. Hollywood is structured in a given way. They have folk certain people fund things, certain people greenlight things, certain people work for you as your representation in various forms, management, agent, finance, and they're oftentimes tied into communities that, aren't necessarily, in sync with what certain countries struggle with all the time somewhere in the Middle East. Boy, was that vague as hell. Sorry. But you know what I'm talking about. And she said and did the wrong things, and whew, that's not good. It's not good. So there are smart actors and actresses out there. But before you post on social media, you might want to reach out to those people that are supposed to help you, which is a whole problem right now across all of Hollywood. Not not reaching out to the people who are supposed to tell you what to say and what to think in public. You can think all those things. You can say all those things in private that you want to, but in public. So, Melissa Barrera is no longer in the next Scream project. It's kind of easy to write her out because Jenna Ortega is awesome. But now, is that a free speech problem for some people? Sure. Should she be allowed to say what she thinks? In this country, yes. The problem is that, well, there are consequences. And that's a big conversation that we had, right? Consequence culture. Melissa Barrera maybe wasn't thinking. I don't know what Paulie's thoughts are on that, but that's the perspective from those from the outside on the early response. Things could change. They often do. First blush responses, knee jerk reactions almost always have to be reflected upon. But there you go. Yeah. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, Melissa Barrera was a Scream actress. It's supposed to be, I think it's Scream 7 that's upcoming. She's been written out of that project because of her stance between what's happening in the Middle East between two parties. I think you can probably guess the rest from there. Eric K says for $2, you do not. I need to call Eric K. Waiting right now. Paulie, I love you too, dude. It's like, I'm bored too. I hear that. Hey, talk about the spiritual battle we are in right now. Actually, we are in quite the spiritual battle. And it's in various forms. Liberty, freedom, all of that. This country was founded on something called advanced citizenship. Um, it speaks to the heart of liberty, to the very existence of man as his own spiritual and an individual being. You can talk about all the religious aspects and connotations that go along with that, but in this world, you are grounded in just a handful of things. You're grounded in your own self. You're grounded in a spiritual belief of whatever that is, even if it's not something at all. By the way, if you say you're an atheist, that's a belief system. So sorry to burst your bubble. You believe in nothing. That's a belief. Anyway, beyond all of that, sorry, my friends. Get mad at me if you want to, but that's my opinion. Opinions are dangerous. Yeah, just like the incidental shart that you have on an airplane. But anyway, we are in this really weird spiritual place where you are fighting for a form of liberty, which is why you're watching most of us. The recognition of tyranny. In this case, the stuff I cover, which is incidental to it all, which is pop culture and the business around it and all that. It's just part of a bigger conversation. A lot of people shy away from it, especially on a platform like I'm broadcasting on right now, but it's the truth. So Wes does a great job of diving into these things. I think there are certain people out there that do a wonderful job of it. Um, I'm not nearly as equipped as the people who are deeply steated in it. Um, but I'll just say that we're in a battle of the soul of a country. How's that? And you exist in that every day, which is why you all get together and talk about stuff like this in the middle of the night when we can't sleep. It's the truth. Hey, Chris Mead. Good to see you, buddy. My great friend. Space Dave's out there crashing out. Sorry, bud. Sorry, brother. I think the running time was okay because it had to be a one movie deal. And that's, I get that. The problem is, hey, Chris, I get where you're coming from, but I mean, even Francis Lawrence agreed that dividing the Mockingbird film into two was a bad plan. And I think that there was too much self indulgence in the runtime. Because literally, if you give me, I said this tonight when I was talking to George, if you give me the scissors for that film, and I don't use that word for any other reason than the intended, um, if you give me the opportunity to cut that film, I could make it better. And a proper filmmaker, a studied one, even though I did go to some film school, but a studied person could definitely do even better than I could, and just hone that thing down. Yeah. Thanks, Dustin. Go to bed. Appreciate you, dude. Thanks for being here. Love you, man. Hey, what's up, Music Man? Good to see you. Lex 109 Insomnia Gang. Yeah, for tonight anyway. 107 of you in the chat. We're growing. Well done. Yeah, right. Give me the scissors. That's what she said. Well, that's what and she said. Anyway, I feel like we're leaning into the Marvels conversation between King Valkyrie. Oh my gosh, King Valkyrie and Carol Manvers. Anyway, yeah, I said it. Carol Manvers. Oh no! All right, thanks, Six. I'll see you on Midnight's Edge in the morning. None of us are going to sleep tonight. The marvelousness. Yes. Yeah. What do you guys want to talk about? Are we? Oh, Southern Bell says, "Are we in a Christopher Nolan movie?" I feel like Inception is like where I live most of the time, but yeah, it's a good question. Hey, what's up, Scott Hughes? Good to see you. Good morning, indeed. Yeah. No, you're out. Oh, Paulie. All right, brother. Take it easy. What's this? A surprise stream? No, this is a Moonlight Madness stream, which means I couldn't sleep. Which means that for the 113 of you out there, as we continue to grow the audience, welcome to the Insomniac crew. Or for those of you who are in Australia or waking up in the UK, or those of you in Japan, my friends in Japan and other places, welcome. Welcome indeed. 218. I need my beauty sleep. This is funny. As I lose people, I gain more. Good night, love. Have a good one. The lovely Sherry. I appreciate you. What do you guys want to talk about? Somebody give me a subject because I'm having a good time. Look, the phases of the moon. There you go. Yeah. Why are we up late? Did I miss something? No, I'm just talking about things. I don't often get to talk about just random subjects. most this show when I do these are they're 100% a conversation with you guys. So just keep that in mind. Apex is saying goodnight to Sherry. So is Daryl Brewer. The ladies get loved. Sundowners, what's up, brother? Culture scene coming to you from parts unknown. The late night DJ playing soft sounds of the 70s. That's right. Man, I really wish I had something to play for you tonight, Sundowners Club. Check out Sundowners Club. Freaking great dude. Great channel. Wow. The giveaway he dropped on X-Wing stream the other night. Whew, if you're a Star Wars fan, man, you gotta love that guy. Holy cow. Let's see. What do we got? Kulchkin, what would you have done with another Karate Kid sequel? Not done it. Whew, let me say it this way. What's the path forward? Okay. The best path forward they already did, which is something called the television show, right? Um, you can't outdo what they're doing there. You can't. You can't. I mean, what would you do? You're gonna bring in a Chinese national to play a Japanese national from Okinawa to teach karate? No. No. Cobra Kai is a perfect show, right? I do better than that. You just don't. There's sometimes there's not a path forward. Will Smith destroyed a path forward. I would say that well, anything that Jackie Chan's involved in is compromised from the very onset. If you're going to try to do this again, it would have to start from the ground level. It wouldn't matter what state you were in. You could have kind of, to be fair, if you wanted to go down to the grassroots, you'd take it to Texas and for somebody who had resettled there from Japan that was pushed out for whatever reason, and start there. That's how you would do it. But there's not a path forward for what they're doing now. We talked a little bit about this on Mr. H's channel. If you didn't catch today's Hcast, you should. It's one of the very best. Tons. There's over 500 likes live today in a stream that we're right up over 700. It's a great stream, but that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Hey, what's up there? Bad take, Bojan. Don't let Tina fool you. Most of the time, they're not all bad takes. Much of the time, they are. Oh, Jackie Chan he's cool, but he's also he's CCP. Sorry. I think the biggest problem with Chan is that he's been very wishy-washy. I'm not sure that serves him because all of his fame and money has come in the States. So he's kind of a hypocrite. That is what it is. As long as it seems to make money, there's a path forward. However, I got a feeling it might go down to identity politics. No, it will. Guys, don't have hopes for this film. And then and then you should probably go after Knucklehead, Machio, because he allowed it to happen. Yeah, exactly. Jackie Chan reported his son to the Chinese police because he participated in the Hong Kong protests. Is that the guy you want to support? Good question. Yeah. What's up, Mars Monkey Max? He changed his name. Everyone come to Texas. Well, Texas is pretty bitchin', to be sure. Who else is out there? Great humans everywhere. I saw Chris Mead again. There he is. When I'm in the mood for kung fu, I watch the Five Deadly Venoms or 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Yeah. I still think probably the best fighter on screen was Jackie Chan because he was faster than they could believe. Jet Li's probably second. Those are the very two best I've ever seen. So, and Chan's old movies were good, especially just the choreography alone. The guy literally took that to another level. But Bruce Lee, Jet Li, just a handful of guys. Hey, Monica, how are you doing? Of the project canceled due to the recent strikes, which one were you glad are gone, and which ones were you interested in? Wow, that is an impossible question. Hmm. Strikes are not the excuse why projects didn't make it, to be fair. A lot of it came down to where the studio is willing to put money. Everything in my instinct tells me that the Acme versus Coyote thing will make it out into the world for a lot of different reasons, good or bad. I think that was one I was interested in. So let's leave it there. Of the ones that I don't care about, I just don't care. There's a handful of projects that were put in a box that weren't going to matter to me. There was a lot of reboot projects that I'm glad aren't going to get made. There are a lot of things from the 80s, some Glenn A. Larson stuff. Um, there were rumors of another A Team reboot. That wasn't going to work. I mean, there was a lot of things out there that could have happened. Um, I'm just glad they didn't. Anything that's launched in this current era, Monica, I feel were always going to be bad because they were always going to take the laziest approach to it, and they were always going to insert whatever messaging they wanted to. When you are crafting something that's original, and this is just a truth, when you're crafting something original from whole cloth as a creator, as a writer, you have to make sure everything holds together, or else you're just beckoning failure. You're inviting it in. I think that happens a lot now. Wish is an example of that. I mean, we're going into a weekend where a $200 million film will take 6 days to make $50 million or so, right in there. And from an animation studio that's storied, has a 100-year history. That should never be the case. Wish, if it actually lives up to those expectations, is a failure. And it's supposedly an original IP, but it doesn't have a soul. It relies on the member berries of everything and everyone that came before. If anything has ever stood upon the shoulders of better men, better things, it's this film Wish. And everybody that's critiqued it has said it essentially that way. I have a video coming out about this in the next day or so. And I think that's the thing that disgusts me the most about what was coming out. Disney has to cut stuff because they don't make good stuff anymore. So they either have to limit the amount of money that they spend on the bad stuff or they have to start making good stuff again. Those are their paths forward. If you make good stuff, you make a lot of good stuff. If you don't make good stuff, you can only make a few bad stuff. It's economics. Anyway, those are my thoughts there. I'm trying to read through the chat here. Thank you guys for the effort there. I appreciate it. I said Bruce Lee, Snowda. My goodness. Dude, 80s ninja movies were great. Need more of those. Hey, what's up, Phoenix? Those movies are pretty cool. They're all cool. Look at old Harrison Ford. Look how old, excuse me, Harrison Ford is. He seems to love Indiana Jones. Not enough to protect him. Look, I agree with you. I mean, he does love the character. That's why he came back, right? At the same time, he doesn't love him enough to protect him. He didn't. Watch Indy 5 and tell me he protected that character. He didn't. He let it become utilized for the message, for the quote unquote socialist Marxist greater good. That the Indiana Jones film will go down in history as one of the greatest failures ever in a franchise. Of course, Disney this year has had 5 of those, and if you think I'm wrong, go check out a whole lot of coverage done by WW Pro, Valiant Renegade, and of course that Park Place. But yeah, and it's disappointing. My friend Wes sends me a $2 super chat. Says, "What's your favorite '70s sitcom and why?" Ooh, um, well, the juvenile side of me would say, nah, I can't say that. Three's Company. But in all honesty, I think that I love Sanford and Son. I loved well, again, I was subjected to a lot of stuff because I sat in living rooms with parents and grandparents who were watching things like All in the Family. There was a lot of stuff in the '70s that I grew up loving. But I think my favorite show wasn't even a sitcom, it was a variety show. Carol Burnett. I love the idea of people playing different characters all the time. I love the idea that they could make me laugh, and, sometimes I didn't understand why because I didn't get the joke, but what they did, their inflection, performance, whatever. And it's bigger for adults, or was then, but it was good. Um, but there were a bunch of '70s sitcoms. I mean, when you think about syndicated television, which as kids of that era, we all do, because we would come home from school for lunch or early release or whatever, because almost all of us were latchkey kids, by the way. We would come home and we could watch Hogan's Heroes, F Troop, um, uh, Dick Van Dyke, Andy Griffith. We had Lucille Ball available to us in I Love Lucy. We had the Carol Burnett show. We had all this stuff available to us. It was an indecently good period of time for us to watch television. Um, so yeah, I mean the '80s was chock full of good stuff. And again, we needed humor to overcome what was happening around us in the late '70s, early '80s. I mean, look, Carter was Biden. He was the first iteration of Biden, less refined version of destruction. Um, sorry, I know that's political, but it's the truth. um, the same kind of economic principles and the thought processes that were in place. Um, what did that yield us? A lot of struggle. It's kind of where we are now. Anyway, sorry. I was a witness to a lot. I'm an old guy now, folks. So life experience. Does this dress make my ass look big? For $2 says, how about a review of Urkel Save Santa? I have never seen it. I could go look for it. Why not? I'll review something like that. I imagine I would be entertained. Urkel is very funny. Indeed. I miss that show. There's so many people we miss now because they're not with us anymore. Silent Night looks promising. John Woo returns. Yeah, I think that might work out. I think a lot of people like that as like a new generation's Die Hard. Glenn A. Larson made BJ and the Bear. They can't remake that, and if they did, I don't think I would want to watch it. No, I don't think either of us would want to watch it. Rob, BJ and the Bear is great. Think about all the great Hardcastle and McCormick. Think about all the stuff that came out in that era. It's crazy. I'm scrolling. Keep that chatter scrolling. What else we got? All right, we got this. Weatherman says Disney formula remake, unoriginal new show, or movie with a stale script. Yes. What do you want me to say? It's 100% right. How much did Indy lose? Okay, at this point in time, between you, me, the lamp post, the lamp shade, Tom Connors, and Mr. H, it is running neck and neck with the Marvels. We're going to have to find out at the end of the road what those two films between the Marvels and Indy 5. We know for a fact that we're looking at a $300 million loss, and I'm not stuttering, for the Marvels. What do we think that Indy 5 lost? Probably the same. It's gonna be neck and neck, kids. 300 million plus for both those films. And look, it's really easy to do the math. I mean, you between the A&P, advertising and promotion, or ads and print, whatever you want to call it, for Indy 5. I don't even know. I still think Indy might actually lose more money than the Marvels, even though that's going to lose $300 million plus. I really want to see the numbers at a company's house, and for both of those films, we're going to get them. We're coming up, and it's going to be rough. Mars, what's happening? Oh, here we go. There is a movie called Karen. Yes, there was. It's like I think it's almost a year ago, Larry, and wow, a lot of people thought it was a comedy. There was a comedic actress in it in that role. Oh, I'm getting tired. That's good. 108 of you here. Thanks for being here. Why does Lucasfilm still have the same people? Poor management, terrible leadership. Kathleen Kennedy. All three of those are the same answer, by the way. Three's Company is also my favorite. I think it was just there were themes in that show that had multiple levels. This is what I appreciate about it, like The Odd Couple, because I could have used that. That was a late 60s, 70s show. But the fact that you had themes that played on multiple levels that could be appreciated by different age audiences, we don't have writers that do that anymore. I mean, there are writers that are capable of it, but they're not employed. So, who else we got? $6 Million Man was fantastic. The original Battlestar Galactica, which I have right over there. Yeah, I'm with you, Sundowners. This is a man of taste. Seriously. Um, and he has a channel. So check it out. A Taxi. Taxi's amazing. Man, Danny DeVito, Christopher Lloyd. Um, man, one of the greatest comedians on the planet, playing Ladka. Andy Kaufman is probably the greatest loss that we had early on. George Carlin, probably the one that we suffer from the most in today's age. Didn't help that we lost, the filthiest dad on the planet from um, Full House. I mean, Saget was somebody who always kind of brought it comedically. And that's suspect. We lose all these minds that are critical. Very, very critical. Hey, what's up? Yeah, they already messed up BSG. Okay, all right. So I need you guys to stick around because seemingly I have to reload the window. But I'm not going to leave you without something to watch. And we did get a few super chats, so I don't feel bad about running this. I'm just going to say thanks.
Words cannot express the gratitude that comes from culture towards you on this day. Or they can, but, it's just one of those things you say. Thanks.
And I'm back. Okay, so seems like I can get, if I've got a 20-second clip, I can get underneath it. But yeah, thank you all. Yeah, the Waltons was fun. There's no doubt about it. I found V. Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah. I still haven't finished watching the DVD set because it gives me a form of PTSD. I get that. Well, imagine being a 12-year-old kid, 13, 14-year-old kid watching that series for the first time on television from the miniseries onward. I loved it. BSG remake was fantastic. I found it that way, but a lot of people that I know that saw the original were like, that's a little rough. I get it. 60th JFK, who done it in your opinion? You already know my opinion, Wes. You already know my opinion. You're not going to bait me into that. I think the film by Oliver Stone is very revelatory, if not just a little bit incomplete. How's that? I was worried he was going to play the cottage cheese. No, I'm not going to do that to you tonight. That's a Sunday exclusive. Anyway, I think it is. I could be bribed, cajoled into making that happen, but it is what it is. Mannix was great too. Very good choice. Wow, we're all old people here. What's this madness? I'm not dead. No, Olivia and Emakara. By the way, I miss you dearly, sweetheart. I hope you're okay. I hope everything's going well. And I know you are a late night vulture of the waves, which is why I don't see you as much as I used to. But I hope you're doing well. And thank you for supporting the channel still. Hey, what's up? Steph's Abused Keyboard, Lyndon B. Johnson, and the NWO. I'm familiar with those. I am. I am. Canon was very good. Here's a weird thing, right? We can all go back in time and say Maverick, right? and shows like that Beretta, right? Set aside the fact that he later on murdered his wife, but you know that didn't sound good. But there were a lot of really great shows. I mean, oh wow, what's the show the boss loves? Emergency, right? One Adam 12. There's a lot of stuff out there, right? I don't know what happened. That's right. Jed Clampett turned detective in Barnaby Jones. That's right. That guy looked old for 1,000 years. Yeah. Forever. Columbo. We don't have those shows anymore. Think about it. Network television turned into unscripted bologna sausage, and everybody fell out because you weren't hooked there. There wasn't a story. There wasn't a character that was endearing season after season. They kind of got away with it a little bit with Survivor because of the host and the circumstances, but at some point in time, all that wears a little thin. Chips. Hey, I have to tell you, a lot of chicks in my high school, Poncho was their guy. And I appreciate a sexy voice for sexy characters. Me too. James Garner was really good at Maverick. The Hoff, David Hasselhoff, great in Knight Rider. I'm sorry. True story. Reacher, incredible. We're looking at season 2 in the future, and this is despite the fact that the actor, the primary, the main character in that is a super wackadoodle, step off the planet, you know, dyed in the wool message supporter. Can't tell by the show. Got to be able to separate the artist from what they do, but at the same time, it's okay to punish them for saying dumb stuff, which I think we've just seen recently, which I hate. But if you don't play by the same game, well, you're going to lose. If you don't play by the same rules. Just is the way it is. Everybody's laughing at Snowed Up. Does this Drez make my ass look big? Barney Miller, MASH, Gilligan's Island reruns. I'm telling you right now, brother, I'm with you. MASH was my jam. I have all the seasons on DVD. I have watched them beginning to end on repeat many a year. Right now, I'm in the midst of crushing The Mentalist again, end to end. For me, quality television is the most important thing. Things like that are it's a rare commodity. Beginning to end on something, you're gonna have lulls. I mean, Friends wasn't all, flowers and roses. At a certain point, you were like, maybe it's time to be done. But unlike Happy Days, where it clearly jumps the shark, and yes, that's where that comes from. A lot of shows managed to navigate around that. Cheers did a good job of that. Even with the fact that they had to change out the primary female lead. Right? Yeah. Prisoner is a great, great program. I've heard that a writer shouldn't give too much. If any, tell the personal stories of people who are being held hostage. I can't remember who said that. Let me put it this way. The air of mystery is a sales technique. Guys employ it all the time if they've got game when they approach a lady in a bar or a situation where they're, hitting on them. There's all the old school techniques that the pickup artists will tell you, like using negs and all that other stuff, right? The negative compliments or the reverse compliments or the, the disses, whatever you want to call them. But maintaining an air of mystery and trying to get somebody else to solicit your attention, it's always winning. And that's true in television and film. It's exactly the same thing. Sorry, it's just the truth. If you want somebody to be interested in your character, leave mystery there. There has to be an air of mystery. You have to not know the unknown past of somebody that's interesting because of their perspective, their manner of speaking. It's a mechanism of storytelling, and those little nuances, they're missed now. So, good commentary there, Chris. Uh, are we excited for Americanized Squid Games? I'm not. I want original content to be such. The American version, and mind you, we steal a lot of stuff from UK, but the American version of The Office was a rare win. Oftentimes, when Americans try to remake British television, they suck. Everybody says things come down to casting. It's a true story, but we'll see. Yeah, show don't tell. It's 100% true. You want to make a character mysterious, make them mysterious. You don't have to say why they're mysterious. The minute you do that, the prestige is revealed. Don't do that. Keep the audience in suspense. That's why The Mentalist was successful. It almost missed a couple of times, but shows like that, things that have a long run. I mean, The Blacklist, it fell into a weird pattern. It got to a point where it had to get towards a resolution, and it lost the audience for a while. Don't do that. The procedural shows can go on forever. General Hospital. I mean, obviously all the soap operas, but um, things like Grey's Anatomy, stuff like that. It's a daytime soap at night. Why don't they end? It's a procedural with some drama in it. Everything's a serial. Everybody's banging everybody else. It's not hard to write. I thought The Mentalist was Red John. Well, technically, no. I mean, really, it wasn't. Um, the character that played Jane, Patrick Jane, um, the again, this was all inspired in the mind of Bruno Heller, I think is his last name. Anyway, he came up with this idea of the serial killer and a man that had been grievously uh, destroyed by him, which is not physically, took out his wife and daughter. And the fact that his background was being a mentalist, a carny folk, somebody that was pretending to be a psychic. Throughout the entire show, the idea was that he would use his mental acumen to break down, the events that happened around, a murder primarily or other kind of criminal event. It didn't take all that much of his attention, and he would often play games to have people reveal themselves. That's ingenious. I think that's rather poetic. And the wonderful thing is the audience was sometimes brought along on the gag and sometimes they weren't. Sometimes they were witnessing the gag and then they were and then the revelation they're like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense." That's brilliant writing. Um, a lot of people would be surprised to understand that some of the shows that I appreciate were early stuff from K&O Paper, but it wasn't because of the K in that. It was because of Orsi in that actually made things go. Uh, I mean, it's just how that works out. Somebody's talented, the other person kind of, sits on the coattails and just like adds to things. Mentalist is probably a good example of that. As is like the Now You See Me film franchise. Now you see me, now you don't, right? Um, Mark Ruffalo was in those films, but the takeaway there is that you can have a good creative and somebody who's not. But in the case of the Mentalist, I would say that it was fascinating. And what's really interesting about the show is they managed to bring the actor back from the very first few episodes. That was actually Red John, which is a serial killer who's actually running a network of people that were like-minded, that did their level best to cover up crimes of other law enforcement officers. Yeah, rather subversive. There was a lot of ideas in there that they couldn't do today because they don't want you to think that there's corruption at an institutional level from the FBI and other major organizations. It'd be bad. Bad indeed. What do we got here? I watched Varsity Blues tonight for the first time in a long time and thought, wait a second, John Voight's character is the hero because you have to toughen up these wussies in the next generation. There's a whole conversation to be had about who's the hero and who's not anymore, isn't there? Let me tell you. Hmm. What's up? Billzub says, I hated how they ended the Red John arc. It wasn't the best. It was rather rushed, and I know why. They were under a lot of pressure because the network was telling them this may be your last season. In order to leave the audience with satisfaction, they kind of pushed it. So in the fourth or fifth episode of that particular season is when they wrapped it, and then they went on the road. If I remember right, I'm gonna have to. I haven't been there yet. I'm rewatching it, but I think that's how that went down. There's some fascinating stuff in the show. They tried to wrap it up a couple of times, if you remember correctly. And what's his name? Gosh, he's been in a lot of shows, especially things that are tied to Aaron Sorkin. I'm trying to remember his name. Whitford, Jonathan. I think it's Jonathan Whitford, and he plays the not Red John in one of the episodes, and the primary character, Patrick Jane, ends up killing him in a mall. And then some people try to cover it up and hide the guns and everything else. And then they end up getting murdered. And then he has to defend himself in court. And he just destroys the defense, which, while plausible, likely not going to happen. But ultimately, I mean, the show itself was very well done. You don't get that often anymore. Truly. Sorry. That's a long time to talk about a show nobody cares about. But yeah, that's what it is. 100. Wow, 109 of you are here. Why are you guys not asleep? What is wrong with you? Gosh. Oh. Hey, yeah, the Hulk was a great show. Bill Bixby was beautiful human in that. Lou Ferrigno, incredible Hulk. I think I said that out loud. But I think that television shows, we need to go back to that. We need to go back to Knight Rider, fun show with a motorcycle that was basically Knight Rider. There's a lot of great television there. We gotta get back to that, kids. Yeah. Hey, what's up, John Platt? We need more TV shows with mysterious characters. Kung Fu, brilliant idea by Bruce Lee, which was stolen. Um, Beautiful idea for a television program. I think we need more of those. Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Street Hawk. There you go. Steph's like, I'm West Coast, West Side. Yeah, it's just midnight. The West Side. I do have to go shortly. I have to work in the morning. Me too. Oh, wait. I have to be on YouTube. All right. So here's the plan, kids. We are going to roll up quick because I'm tired. It's late. And I have to be up in, I don't know, 5 hours. So let's do this. This was a Moonlight Madness stream. We don't do these very often. You always drive them. When I do them, show up because I think you'd love it. Yeah, and Airwolf is a great show. LA Confidential, fantastic. Street Hawk. Wait. There we go. One Man Show says Street Hawk makes me think of Viper. Also, yeah, there are so many great things that happened back then. Yeah, don't go to bed at 6:29 a.m. Yeah, I know. The Monkeys is so much fun. Oh, guys, look, the Beach Punk is going to officially launch the channel. We're going to officially launch the channel. Beachpunk.us is going to launch our channel. There will be beach things. There's going to be watch along parties. That channel is going to be very active. You're going to see history of different elements of beach culture. We're going to talk about skateboarding and surfing and all the stuff that came out of it from when I was a kid and even before. We're going to talk about things going way back in history because, believe it or not, beach culture started well before there was the United States of America or even, anything that represented the North American continent. It started way back a long time ago. We should probably talk about it. Does this dress make my ass look big for $5? Says, curious you ever saw Life television show from 2000? Yeah, I did see it with Damian Lewis and Sarah Shahi. Also, Urkel Saves Santa. I never saw that. I need to see that. But yeah, I saw Life. I saw a lot of great things. I think if I'm not mistaken, the one with Damian Lewis there was he had been sentenced to life in prison, and then because he was wrongly accused, he got out and got a chance to do things for other people. I think I remember that premise correctly. But yeah, this feels like a speakeasy. It is. You drive everything. Sledgehammer was a lot of fun. Very funny. Yeah, Afro Man was great. Oh, Automan. That's a whole other thing too. What else do we got? All right, guys, I seriously, I should probably go to bed. 170 you here. You are one. I love all of you. It's just silly. We're going to run the intro as the outro because I don't think I ever made an outro for this show. Let me double check. Nope. So thank you for this evening. You guys really did make me feel good. I didn't think anybody would be here. I appreciate all of you. And for those of you who were here, I thank you. And for those of you who were generous enough to give super chats to listen to my inane ramblings, well, thanks. Have a great night. I will see you tomorrow morning. 6-Minute Daily coming up in, oh my gosh. I'm going to bed, I think, maybe. Have a great night, everybody. See ya.
Yeah, make all the demons quiet. Yeah, we were built to thrive. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night? Yeah, make all the demons quiet. Yeah, we were built to thrive. Yeah. They know that built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're causing them wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're causing them wrong.
Love you guys. Have a good night.